Welcome to the start of Term 4, and it's been great over the past couple of days to welcome all of our students and family and community back to both our Mitcham and our Torrens Park campuses as we've got the last term of 2025 underway. Over the past couple of weeks though, whilst lots of people have been taking time out from the rhythms and the routines of school, this place here on this campus has been pretty busy. Over the past couple of weeks, we hosted students, staff and school leaders from 8 schools from across the planet as they joined us here for 8 days to take part of the Global Alliance of Innovative Learning Conference, a key organisation that joins Scotch with schools and countries and educators and students from around the globe. So I'm with Jake and Niamh, and they were 2 of our students who participated in the conference over the past couple of weeks. Jake, why would you have signed up to be involved in something like GAIL in the first place?
Well, I had heard a lot about GAIL from people that had done it before, and I think the key message that came out of it was the connections that they formed from being a part of that experience.
Niamh, it can be a bit nerve-wracking sometimes when you go on a camp and you're put in an uncomfortable place, but also a bit different this time because you were put into a circumstance where you were surrounded by people and working with people that you'd never met before from very different parts of the world. How did that feel?
I think it was actually quite easy. We all just clicked straight away. Like the moment the schools got off the bus, it just felt like we'd known them forever.
So over the 8 days, we built a really interesting program to show the best of Scotch and the best of South Australia to kids and staff from all around the world. Ed, you ran the program for everybody over the course of that week. What were some of the key components for you in trying to create a really great experience for everyone who was involved?
Yeah. For us, guiding it was the overarching theme of leadership for tomorrow. Every day then had a sub-theme. The first day was about the impact of leadership. The second day about flourishing as a leader, for example. So one of the key pieces was matching that up with key leaders from different industries. For example, Trent Jarvis came in on the first day to launch it to talk about the impact that he's had as a leader. And then on a Wednesday, Leadership in Action, we had Nicola Spurrier. So amazing leaders that really underpin the themes for each day. I guess for me, something that I tried to include were the big and little experiences. So the big experiences as the guest speakers, as the outdoor education programs, but also the little experiences which lead to connection, like the karaoke machines, like the GAIL Gala, and like the Bar Smith Bash at the end to see you guys thrive through making those connections. It's important to have the structured and unstructured side to the conference as well.
Niamh, when you think about some of the experiences that you had over the course of the week, developing your leadership skills for the years going forward, what were some of the experiences or the opportunities that you had that really stick at front of mind now that the conference is finished?
Definitely when Trent Jarvis came to speak to us, that was really inspiring, and he talked about always finding the positive and being able to adapt as a leader, and that really stuck with me. And then also the mountain biking it was very fun. It took me out of my comfort zone.
You can learn a lot about a place when you go somewhere, but you do some of these things sometimes, Jake, and you learn a little bit about yourself. What are some stuff that you learned about yourself over the course of the last week that what are some of the big takeaways?
I think the thing that I probably learnt the most about myself over the week was that I have the ability, and everyone that was on the conference has the ability to actually form some really meaningful connections in such a short space of time.
On the last day, you managed to send the entire group from the conference and pop them onto trains and get them off campus. I'm really surprised at the end of it we found them all and they all turned up in a parkland in the Botanical Gardens.
Yeah. You talk about the Adelaidean challenge, which was a key element to the end of the week. So I guess as what's already been touched on, connection was key. We wanted students to connect through different experiences, and you guys did that so well. Then a key moment for that, taking inspiration from the Amazing Race, is a challenge where you guys would be in small groups exploring Adelaide itself. Also gave the host students, the Scotchies, the opportunity to show them Rundle Mall and Adelaide Oval, and then eventually make your way to the Botanic Gardens. So it was the connection, but also getting off campus and exploring Adelaide authentically was the motivator for that experience.
we'll be starting to have conversations around what does 2026 look like, because GAIL is an annual experience, and for us here at Scotch, we'll be jumping on planes and going and visiting our colleagues and friends in Woodstock in India next year. Jake, if you think about the experience that you've just had, what would you say to students that are in Year 10 and Year 9 and Year 10 this year who might be thinking about putting their hand up to doing something like that next year?
I would definitely say go for it. I think it's an amazing experience, and I know Mr. Albano at the start said that this has the capacity to be a life-changing experience, and I thought, that's a lovely thing to say, but that's a bit of a long bow to draw. But definitely going through the experience, I think that is very true. I mean, you just are able to make so many connections with like-minded people from around the world.
It is awesome to be involved in things like this because of the absolute diversity of what goes on here at this school, and to be in and around it over the course of the week, to watch the journey that our students and students from around the world went on over those 7 or 8 days was an extraordinary experience for me. And it just underlies the importance, I think, of the global connections that we're able to make here at this school. We often talk about these kinds of big programs and trips and tours at the end of a holiday, but we're often talking about those great places that we visited. But there was a rare, I think, unusual honour and privilege to be able to show off the best of Scotch, the best of South Australia, the best of our country to people from the rest of the world, and so that they have got extraordinary takeaways as a gift from us to them. So with all of the things that go on here, be they sports tours and sports trips, service learning trips internationally, or the curriculum tours that we're offering, it's an important experience to broaden the mindset and build experiences for young people. And it's incredible that we can be in a school that offers those to our kids.